Hey everyone, today I'm showing you my entire Oz collection. That includes all things related to the original book, all things related to the 1939 film, all things Wicked related, and even Oz the Great and Powerful. Now, I'm actually going to start with my non-doll items because the majority of my Oz collection are dolls, but I do have a few things I want to show you first. Okay, starting with some items from my childhood. First, I have this ruby red slipper charm necklace that I got along with the book Wizard of Oz. It was a part of this Charming Classics book collection, and I don't have the book anymore, but obviously I've got the necklace still, and I was so excited. I must have gotten this around 1999, and either my parents or my grandparents got me that book with this charm, and I'm so glad that I still have it to this day. Next is my CD. Again, I've had this for many, many years since my childhood. Now, I actually don't feel like I listened to this that often. I would just watch the movie, but listening to the soundtrack I would not do as frequently, but it is still, still here. I love this picture of Judy and Toto. Behind the CD, you see a little scene from Munchkin Land. And yeah, though I didn't listen to this that often, I'm still glad to have it. I think it is a cute piece. But now, nothing beats my Polly Pocket Mattel Wizard of Oz playset. I do remember when I got this. This came out in, I think, the year 2000, and I got it for my birthday, and I was in the middle of opening my birthday presents, and then I came across this one. I think my aunt got me this, and I opened this and I freaked out. I ran with it up into my bedroom and I opened it and I played with it, and then I eventually went back downstairs to finish opening my presents. But this excited me so much, and to this day, it is still one of my favorite things that I own. This Wizard of Oz playset is the absolute coolest, and it can do some fun technical things, like it can light up. So first, you've got Glinda's bubble, and her bubble can open and close. There's a little dial in the back so you can open and close it. This house right here, the roof pops off to reveal this fiery backdrop where you could put the witch, and then the witch, her crystal ball lights up. Look at that. And she has the coolest mechanism. You sort of have to position her just right. I also have her like on some putty. I have everybody attached to this with putty so they don't fall. But she has a secret trapdoor that you can pull down, and she melts. It is the coolest thing. And then in the back, there is another trapdoor that you can take her out of. And like that aspect alone, just this melting trapdoor is like something that I would spend so much time obsessing over and playing with. Even my nephews, they love this toy. And then of course we can see back in Munchkin Land some of the Munchkins. We see Dorothy and the house with the Wicked Witch of the East. There is the Scarecrow, Tin Man, the Lion, and of course we've got the Emerald City back here, and the Wizard is there. There's the hot air balloon, our little makeover station. This is the coolest thing in the world, and it can even like close and collapse a little bit whenever you need to make a little more space. But oh, and the flames right there behind the wizard also light up. I did a little video of me kind of cleaning this up and restoring it because I've had it for so many years and some of the paint would get chipped off and it was pretty dirty and dusty. Now, more recently, I did get this Madame Alexander Wizard of Oz glitter globe. So when you shake it, there's all of this glitter. Obviously, we see the Emerald City, and then there is the Tin Man, Dorothy, Scarecrow, and the Lion, and Dorothy has her ruby slippers. The Scarecrow looks a little unique. This outfit is a little different from what we see in the movie, but I actually sort of like it. And then, of course, there's some flowers, maybe some poppies or tulips all over, and we also see Munchkin Land on that side, and this plays a little bit of We're Off to See the Wizard. Yeah, it's super cute. My friend Ken gifted me this. So Ken, thank you very much. I love this so much. And I also have this big thing right here. This is the Ultimate Oz, the definitive collector's edition of The Wizard of Oz. So inside of here is quite a few things. So here is what they call a reproduction of the continuity script. And the date on this says March 15, 1939. And here's a peek inside the script. Right here is where Dorothy begins to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So iconic. This comes with with some photos too. We've got Dorothy a little behind the scenes from Munchkinland, another behind the scenes with the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, Dorothy, and the Wicked Witch up on top of the roof over there. We've got this great moment with the Wicked Witch watching Dorothy inside her crystal ball and her flying monkey, Dorothy and the Wizard inside the hot air balloon, and finally Dorothy waking up at the end of the movie. And then, yes, we've got 2 VHSs, and here one of the actual movie. This is supposed to be a Technicolor restoration. I've not watched this copy. I don't have a VHS player, but I kind of do want to get one at some point. And then I do remember watching this Angela Lansbury, the making of a movie classic, and it must have been aired on TV at some point or something, but I do remember watching this when I was a kid, and it was another very fun behind the scenes. So that is all of that, and on the back of this, again, it's just a cool picture of what's included and what's inside. My friend Robbie recently gave me this adorable Dorothy. This is a McDonald's Happy Meal toy, and it's so cute. I love Toto in our basket and her little blue bows in her hair, and I love that the gingham on her dress is like actually sculpted. It's pretty cool. Okay, now shifting gears to Wicked just for a quick bit. Here are some adorable tubbz. These I also got recently, and I've never had tubbz before, but they are so well detailed and sculpted. Obviously, we've got Elphaba right here, and she's even got her little satchel. Here we have Glinda, and I love that they come in a bathtub. It is so adorable. But Glinda has her crown and her pink bubble dress. And then we've got these bigger ones right here, like the Wizard. I love the mustache on this and the wrinkles, and his hair sculpt is so much fun, and the little coin that he's holding there too. And again, the outfits on these are so detailed. This one right here was surprisingly, I think, my favorite. This is Chistery, the head of the flying monkeys, and just the detailing, again, like all the feathers and the hair on this little rubber ducky monkey thing is so cool. I was really impressed when I saw these for the first time. We've also got Madame Marble. Again, the hair is super cool. Same with the outfit. I love all the gold details on this and the little layers here in the back of her dress. And then finally, we have Prince Fiero. And again, I know I keep saying this about all of them, but the hair is so beautiful. I wish mine looked like this. And then of course we've got the blue outfit with the gold details. Very, very nice. Okay, now it is finally time to look at the dolls, starting with the oldest dolls in my collection. These are 1974 Migo, Dorothy, and Glinda. And I apologize, I know that they're in kind of rough condition. It's only the hair, actually. You know, the outfits look great. I do want to give them a bit of a spa day soon, but I recently got these. My friend Russell found these in a thrift store and asked if I wanted them. So I sent him some money for shipping, and he sent me these, and I'm so happy to have them finally because these are so iconic. I do want to get the rest of the collection, but yeah, we've got Dorothy right here, and yeah, I do need to give her her braids back. Otherwise, these are so much fun. They're so articulated. They have articulation everywhere you can think of, and of course, we've got Toto, who is looking very gray. It'd be fun to maybe give him a little bit of color back. Someday these will be a fun restoration. And then of course, we've got Glinda right here, and I love her blue eyeshadow is so intense, and she's got her beautiful dress and her crown. I do want to make her a wand, and then of course she also has her pink shoes too. So yeah, I think these are the oldest Oz anything that I own. Okay, so those were the oldest Oz dolls in my collection, but now I want to show you the most beautiful one in my collection. Now, I've got a good handful of Dorothy dolls, but something about this one right here is just so unique and so special, and I truly think she's the most beautiful. We've got this girl. This is Storybook Classics. Yes, I'm being sarcastic. Yes, she's got a giant forehead, but I love it. I love these novelty pieces. Sure, I think she's maybe kind of like a budget doll, and maybe that's why she doesn't have like the best quality sculpt or whatnot. But I kind of just adore her regardless. I think that these pieces make a collection really fun, and they're like good conversation pieces. It's like, what in the world happened with this doll? And I don't know. And you know, I've thought about maybe I should give her a makeover. Maybe I should bring down her hairline, or maybe I should even give her a forehead reduction and remove some plastic and do something. But I decided that I want to keep her like this. I want to keep her in her original form. You know what? There's no shame in how your forehead is shaped, okay? We don't judge here. Now, I do love her red bows and her hair. I think Wizard of Oz, you always need a hint of red somewhere. So we've got that and the brushes too. But my least favorite thing are these sneakers down here. Sorry the plastic is still on them, but they're just like sneakers. They're like tennis shoes. They are blue. I would love to just give her some silver slippers because she is meant to be based off of the storybook, off of the original novel, not inspired by the movie or any other movie, but just the novel Dorothy of Oz and Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And I don't know when this came out, but my guess is maybe 80s or 90s. I'm not so sure, but she is truly unique, and that's why I don't want to mess with her. I actually think her hair color is a beautiful shade of like auburn, plum, red, something. It is gorgeous. I'm gonna keep her like this. She's a comedic piece, and that's why we love her. I actually think her Toto is a very movie accurate Toto, and with a lot of Dorothy dolls, you don't always get a movie accurate Toto, but I think this one is pretty well done. And I just love the artwork on the packaging too. I think it feels so vintage and nostalgic. I wish that the box was in better condition because I do tend to love dolls in their packaging, but it is what it is. Okay, next are Mattel's very first Wizard of Oz dolls. I've got Dorothy and Glinda. Again, I would love the rest of the collection, but first we've got Dorothy right here. These came out around 1995. This is a part of the Hollywood Legends collection, and I think this Dorothy has one of the best Dorothy dresses of all the Mattel dolls. I love this dress. I love the little buttons that we've got down there at the bottom of her pinafores, the details at the collar and at the sleeves, and obviously she's got the full petticoat. Oops. We've got a actual wicked basket and then a very movie inaccurate Toto, but the Toto is still cute, I won't lie. And her hair is so long, I want to add some curls down at the bottom of her braids just to make it a little more movie accurate. And then she does have some nice ruby red slippers as well as some sheer blue socks. And then we've got, again, one of the best Glinda dresses in my opinion, and I know she's still in the box. I apologize, I'm not ready to take her out yet because I think she looks so great in the box. Like, her dress looks so full and beautiful, and I love the sequins at the bottom of the bodice right before the skirt begins, and also the sequins on her crown are so cool too, and her big poofy sleeves. And I love the pastel background. It reminds me of like a Monet painting. It's just so pretty, and she even has rooted eyelashes too. So I absolutely love this Glinda. My mom got me this doll, and I was so thrilled and so surprised when I got it. And of course, the back of the box has some lovely pictures with Glinda as well. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite Glinda dresses. It's just so big. Okay, continuing with Mattel, and actually a couple of pieces still from my childhood. This is the 1999/2000 Playline Wizard of Oz doll collection by Mattel. And I had all of these dolls in my childhood except for this playset back here. But I had all these dolls. I still have Dorothy's dress and shoes and Toto and her basket. Same with Glinda. I still have her dress, but they were the two that were most played with. So the dolls themselves are nowhere to be found, and their outfits are in a little bit of rough condition, and so are these guys. These are in rough condition too. My lion right here, I don't know why, but I cut his hair. I gave him a haircut. I cut his little beard. I cut his hair in the back, and I tried like opening up his costume because I was curious, like, you know, is he a Ken doll underneath? Yeah, he's missing his crown, unfortunately. Our Tin Man is not too bad. His shine is a little dull now, I would say. Otherwise, I think he does look fine. He's got his sticker, his heart sticker, and he's got some silver boots as well. Yeah, otherwise he's not too bad. And I think that the Scarecrow would maybe be the one, the best one so far, most complete. Also, he's got his hat and his little like cloth boots. Yeah, I would say the Scarecrow is not in too bad of condition, but my poor lion, I was just so experimental with my dolls as a kid. But recently I did get Dorothy and Glinda, so here's Dorothy. Now her dress has like this shiny kind of satin material, but for a Playline doll, I don't mind it. It keeps its shape really nice. It still looks like big and full and fun, and same with the sleeves and the details that are all there. She does still have the buttons, which I really appreciate when they add the buttons. And Toto right here is the best Toto of any Mattel Dorothy doll that I've come across. I think this is by far the most movie accurate Toto. And then of course she has like a rubber plastic basket. Her hair is super nice. I love her hair color. I did touch up her hair. And then her shoes, I also love these ones a lot. I love this mold, like the shape of these shoes. They're really cool. They're kind of like a clear jelly plastic because they do light up, and she can talk.
There's no place like home. Kansas anymore.
I love it so much. I remember I played with this doll till the end and she did not work anymore. I think I got her wet somehow. Yeah, now this stand actually belonged to that last Dorothy doll by Mattel, but that Dorothy doll, her legs are permanently bent and she can't work with this stand. She just kind of floats on it. So this Dorothy works on it. And then we've got Glinda. I think this is an amazing playline collection. Like, the quality is so incredible. All of the details, like the iridescent material they used on her neck piece, her outfit as well, looks so great. I did paint some details on the crown. I do think she's so beautiful, very fun, and she also can make some noise and she can talk when you raise her arm.
Tap your heels together 3 times.
Yeah, so these are so much fun. And then Mattel also for this collection gave us this little playset right here. I did a video opening this playset and then I put it back in the box just because I don't have room to display it yet. But it is it's like a facade of the Emerald City where Dorothy meets the wizard, and then a little chair where Dorothy gets her makeover. It even includes the hot air balloon and obviously some accessories. But on the back, you can see some photos. Yeah, the hot air balloon is huge. I didn't even blow up the balloon because it's really big. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to preserve it. But it is a very cute playset, and even these pictures on the back, I always do a double take because I think they're stills from the movie, but then you look closer and they are actually the dolls. So yeah, I do love this 1999/2000s collection. Okay, now we're taking a short break from Mattel because I need to show you 2 Madame Alexander Wizard of Oz dolls that I have. First is this adorable little Tin Man. I think he's officially called the Tin Woodsman, and he's so cute. So of course, Madame Alexander has their very classic baby face style, and these dolls are so adorable. Of course, we've got an actual chain heart necklace. He also comes with this gold oil can, and this doll came out in 1998 for Madame Alexander's 75th anniversary. But I do love how shiny and metallic he is. Now this next one takes the cake for the most creative set in my collection. Some assembly is required. Okay, this set is called I'm Melting, and it includes the Wicked Witch, half of the Wicked Witch, a bucket with water, and Dorothy, our witch's broom, a basket, and Toto. And yeah, this is definitely the most wild set in my collection, but I love it so much. It is so brilliant and hilarious and fun. And I apologize, I've not even removed all of the packaging because I just have this preservation obsession. So there's some plastic and the hairnet is still on, but our witch right here is just so beautiful. I love the rosy cheeks, and she's in a puddle, and there's this smoke and not flames, but flames behind her, and she's got her hat, and she even has her little corset down there. It's just so incredible. And then Dorothy is looking super cute. Again, a really great dress right here for Dorothy. Again, I didn't take off the hairnet, but her hair is in curls because this is after she gets her makeover. But she also has a little petticoat, and her glittery ruby slippers are adorable. But yeah, Madame Alexander has some very fun and creative doll sets, but this is just one of them, so I'm really glad to have this. And this set came out around maybe 2006 or 2008. Okay, here we have our very first Wicked item. This is Madame Alexander Glinda Broadway Wicked doll. She's wearing the blue bubble dress, and this is one of my favorite dresses that any version of Glinda has ever worn. If you ever see this show on Broadway or on tour or in a slime tutorial on YouTube, it is so beautiful. It's inspired by Dior, and it's such a gorgeous dress. I do wish that Madame Alexander would have continued with the beading and the sequins on all of these petals. I do need to steam this dress so that way the petals lay a little more right, but this is just how I found her, so I do want to touch her up just a little bit. But yeah, I wish that they kept going with the sequins and everything on the rest of the petals, but on the top they did a really good job with the bodice, and I love the little collar moment and the sleeves. She's got her crown. Her curls are not too bad, actually. They're still pretty much intact, but I would like to touch them up and tighten them up just a little bit to make it look more Broadway stage accurate. And then she's also got stockings and she's got her blue heels, and she's about 10 inches tall. There's also a smaller 8-inch version of this doll, as well as some of the other looks from the stage musical. She came out around 2007. The only thing that throws me off about these dolls is their necks are so wide and so big, but you know, it's okay. They do have some decent articulation, so you can't complain about that. She's also missing her wand, but that's okay. I'm just so happy that I was able to find her for a decent price, just like this, out of the box, and she's beautiful. This outfit I'm so obsessed with, and I do want to someday try to finish the sequins and the beading. It would be so difficult, but I would be so happy. I need that. I need it to look as stage accurate as possible, and we're almost there. So someday. But for now, she's gorgeous. Okay, next we've got Mattel's first Wicked Witch of the West doll right here. These dolls, of course, are part of the Barbie Collector Pink Label Wizard of Oz series. So yes, Wicked Witch of the West right here. And she's actually really pretty. She has some glitter eye makeup that is gorgeous. Her brows are so arched and beautiful. I love her lips. And of course, she's got her broom. Again, I love the corseted moment on Wicked Witch of the West outfit. And of course, we see a little bit of her cape too. And actually, and I apologize, Mattel did release a porcelain Wicked Witch of the West before this, but this was the first full-size Barbie Wicked Witch of the West. Next, we have the Tin Man, and this one right here is so beautiful and so shiny. He has a real clock necklace this time, and of course, he's got the axe and the oil can too. This one has little like booty, socky type of slippers instead of boots like the Playline one did, but I don't mind these though. They're very, very metallic. And finally, we've got Glinda. So right here, she's got the Mackie face mold, and she looks very serene and peaceful. And I love her clear crown, and I love the way her hair is sculpted and styled in the box too. And her dress is also very glittery and shiny. The box is pretty slim, but the dress does look full in the box. And she also has some glittery eye makeup too. Now, not too shortly after that last collection, a couple years later, Mattel basically re-released the dolls, but this time with a musical mechanism in their body so that they could play a little bit of the soundtrack, and of course the packaging is a little bit different. So this is the same witch that we just saw, except she does make some noise. And I do love this packaging. I love our little flying monkey there too. And on the back of the box, we see this lovely photo from the movie. And even over here on the side, we see her melting. But now, one of my favorite and another one of the most unique dolls in my collection is this Wicked Witch of the East, a very, very rare character we see portrayed in doll form. But I actually have 3 of this character. So this is the first one that we're looking at, and I think she is one of the most beautiful dolls in my entire Oz collection. Her face is so gorgeous, and I love this outfit that they thought up of. I love, of course, the classic socks, the striped socks, and the ruby slippers that she's wearing. Now, she does not play any music, unfortunately, but I do believe she would have played Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. And I love this artwork here on the back of the box too. But this outfit is just so cool, and I love the little, it's very Art Deco, Osmopolitan type of print on the front of her bodice, and then I love that they put her in this burgundy dress. It is so much fun, and she even has her own little witch's hat. I'm sorry for the glare. Again, I apologize. I'm not ready to take these dolls out of the box because I do love the packaging and I love to preserve them in their boxes. So I apologize. For now, that is how they will stay. And I feel like I'm so twinning with this girl right here, especially with this moment on the back. Okay, now in 2010, Mattel would release some of the most unique Dorothy dolls that they've ever done, starting with this very vintage, nostalgic looking one right here. First, I love the packaging. Again, the artwork on this box is so much fun. This looks like a doll from the 60s. Like I would have thought she was from the 60s if I hadn't known otherwise, but it's very beautiful. I bought this doll and she was already loose in the box, so that's why she's not still attached to her packaging. But I do love this packaging. I think it's so cute, so obviously that is why I had to keep it. But the doll is so much fun. I love her dress. You know, from the top she looks very movie accurate, but her gingham is actually slanted and like angled, so it's more diagonal instead of how it is more just like parallel, checkered, up and down, vertical, horizontal in the movie, but otherwise, yeah, she's super cute. Her face is gorgeous. I love the blue 1960s Barbie eyeshadow that she's got. And her hair is so beautiful. And again, I love when they put the buttons there. And she's also got Toto. And this is kind of like, I think like a pseudo embroidery style, but she also, of course, she has a petticoat underskirt. She has some very nice glittery heels too. I do love these shoes. These are some of my favorite. Oh no! Oh my gosh. Whew, that was a close one. These are some of my favorite ruby red slippers, and I also love her blue sheer socks that she's got, and she has her nails painted. She comes with a basket. No Toto, because Toto is there on her dress, and then her stand is the yellow brick road. Now, complete opposite, we've got this very modern, a little bit naughty looking, a very sassy glam Dorothy right here. This one is called Miss Dorothy Gale. And now she, of course, I've not taken out of her packaging, but I will show you her. She's so stunning. She's got the Mackie face mold with the side glance. Again, I love the red bows in her hair. She has this like patent leather PVC purse with Toto in there. And I love that, like, this is a small mini Toto. It's giving very much like Elle Woods and her dog Bruiser. And I love the little corseted moment on her dress. It's like a little petticoat type of dress. And I love her gathered blouse, and even her sleeves have these blue bows on them too. And then she has these like thigh-high socks, again with blue bows. And then she has these ruby red glittered stilettos that are so fabulous, so fierce. She is incredible, and I love the poppies in the background, and it also says Surrender Dorothy. Yeah, she's definitely the most fierce Dorothy in my collection. All right, next we've got Oz the Great and Powerful from 2013. We've got this Disney Store Glinda, and then these Jack's Pacific dolls. So first, our Glinda. I do love this new, unique adaptation and take on these classic characters. Our Glinda is blonde, which we will see another blonde Glinda very soon. Of course, she has this white dress, and this dress has these little pearl details on them, and they're so pretty. I love the different layers of fabric, and then the pink underneath. I do appreciate that they gave her a little pop of pink, because that does tend to feel like one of Glinda's signature colors. But she also has a little humble wand and a crown, and I actually do think she looks a little bit like Michelle Williams, who plays her in the movies. But next we've got Oscar right here, Oz himself, and this is such a fun doll. Now, I don't really think this looks like James Franco too much, but the details on this outfit I think are really incredible. All the different layers, and the vest is so much fun. He does have rooted hair, he's got his top hat, and he comes with this little suitcase, and our porcelain china doll right there. I do think Jack's Pacific did a great job with these dolls. They always do a really good job, and their dolls always have great quality. Again, you can see some good photos on the back of the box. And then we've got the Wicked Witch of the West before she becomes the Wicked Witch of the West. This is Theodora, played by Mila Kunis, and I actually think this doll is quite pretty. I do love the red outfit. Again, I think any Oz adaptation needs a hint of red in there somewhere, so I'm glad that she's got the red coat. She also has this red hat. Can't really see it in the box, but it is there. There's a feather on it. You can see a better look at it here on the back of the box. She looks like Carmen Sandiego. But again, I do think this is another great doll. And then finally, we've got Evanora, the Wicked Witch of the East. So this is our second Wicked Witch of the East that we've got today. And she's really pretty. I love the green dress and the details, and like the kind of, it's not like feather details, but the bits coming off of her neck and shoulders, and even on her headpiece too. Again, I apologize that like you kind of get a better idea of everything on the picture from the back of the box. But there we go. She also has this really pretty sort of Dorothy hair color. It's a really nice blend of auburn and warm brown. But yes, I do think this emerald green dress is so gorgeous. This is such a fun collection, and I do love that she's got her necklace as well. You can see her in the picture wearing the necklace, and the doll has the necklace too. So that is my Oz the Great and Powerful collection. Okay, next we are back with Mattel. This is their 2013 Wizard of Oz Collector Series dolls, and these ones are very special, very unique, because they have face molds sculpted in the likeness of their respective actresses. So first we've got Margaret Hamilton as the Wicked Witch of the West, as you can see, she comes with her broom. I do love the red painted details at the bottom of the broom and also the details up here at the top, but her face is exquisite. Let me try to pull back her hat. It's so perfect. This face mold, the chin, the nose, the sculpted mole that she's got, the big arched eyebrows, everything is perfect. Mattel did such an incredible job with this face mold. Now, this outfit, I don't know, actually. I've not looked close enough if it's the same as what the last couple of Wicked Witches have had, but regardless, her costume is pretty simple compared to like Glinda, for example. It's all black. We do have the corseted rope moment in the front, which looks great. And then of course we've got the cape. Her hat also has these little sort of tassels hanging off. So that is our Wicked Witch. And then over here we have Glinda, who does come with her wand. It is a clear glitter star wand. Very classic, except there's no handle on it, but her crown is incredible. It's a very sturdy plastic. It's nice and clear and it's got the glitter, but her face is what we are here for. And this face looks so much like Billy Burke. Again, I do need to touch up her hair just a little bit, but you know, someday soon I will do that. Otherwise, her outfit is beautiful. This dress is actually like a very warm shade of pink. It's almost like peachy pink. So I do think that makes it a little unique too. And the glitter on the dress looks really nice. I mean, the face is again, just like the best part of this doll. Okay, now finally we've got the one and only Judy Garland as Dorothy right here. Her face is really, really well done. I will say the brow bone is very heavily sculpted on this doll. It's very, very pronounced. And on top of that, her eyebrows are very light and thin. So sometimes when I look at her, it's like I have to find the brows. Like I have to look closely to see the eyebrows. Otherwise, you know, sometimes she looks like she doesn't have eyebrows. That's the only thing. Otherwise, like her mouth and her chin and her cheeks are so perfect. She has more of a kind of mousy brown hair. It's not as auburn as some of the other Dorothy dolls, but of course she does have the blue bows in her hair. And then her dress, I really love. I love this material that they're using on this doll. For the last couple of Dorothy dolls, ever since that very first Playline one that had that really shiny satiny dress, they would continue to use like a very shiny material for Dorothy's dress, which really is not super movie accurate. But this material feels absolutely perfect. And the dress feels nice and humble too. Like it doesn't feel super large and in charge. And I would love to add a little petticoat. Otherwise, it's really great. I do just wish that they added the little buttons at the end of the pinafores, but I think that could be also easily customized and added. And then of course, we also have Toto and her basket. Again, not a very movie accurate Toto, but it is what it is. The basket is still really cute. And I like that Toto can just hang out in the basket. And then finally, we do have some really nice ruby red slippers right here. They're very glittery. There's a small little bow detail molded onto the shoes too. Now her socks are probably the most movie accurate socks. The other dolls had sheer socks, but this one has some solid blue socks, which again is more accurate to what Dorothy is wearing in the movie. So I love this collection. Again, I would love to have all the characters in this collection, but I'm very grateful to have these three. Now my friend Robbie had these dolls when he was a kid, and he told me that he didn't want them anymore, and he sent them to me, and I was shocked. I was in disbelief, and I tell Robbie all the time, whenever you want these dolls back, these are yours. I'm just babysitting them indefinitely, and like I can't believe it. These dolls are incredible, and I'm excited to give them a little bit of a spa day just to touch them up a little bit. But yeah, I love them so much. I can't believe that they are here. Okay, now it is finally time to look at stuff from Wicked the movie, starting with Mr. Fierro right here. Very handsome, very cute. I love his little satchel that he's got, and then his blue and gold outfit along with his boots. I also have Shiz University Glinda and Elphaba right here. Now this Glinda is wearing one of the outfits that came with her closet playset, and her original outfit is inside of here. So it's this dress that she comes wearing, but I do think she's very cute in this athletic look, and I gave her some pigtails too. But this Elphaba right here is one of my favorite Elphabas. I love this outfit. I wish that it was a real cardigan that she was wearing, but it is actually a very nice wool-like material. And then she's got the asymmetrical pleated skirt. She has stockings, and then her boots, and of course her satchel and her books. We also have the Ozdust dolls. We've got Glinda in her very warm tone, saturated dress right here. And I would love to redo her hair to make it look a little bit more movie accurate. And then of course, another one of my favorite Elphabas. I think this dress was so well done. It is all one piece, but I do love the different layers that are going on here. I love the sleeves on this top piece, and then the little purple moment underneath, and then she's got that like vest going on, and then the skirt too. And then of course she's got her satchel and her hat and her boots. And then we've got the deluxe, the first wave of deluxe Wicked dolls. First, of course, we have Glinda right here with her broom and her purple dress with the black sheer moment on top of it. And again, she's got her satchel and her hat and her hair off to the side in this ponytail. And I do like the cape on this doll. It does feel very nice and luxurious, very soft. And then Glinda, I did have to Glindify her, because I felt like her base dress just was not glamorous enough. So I did add a lot of organza to the bottom of the dress, and I did redo her hair, and I'm very happy with her. I do wish that they gave us a more movie accurate version of this dress, because this is my favorite dress that Glinda wears in the movie so far. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot to show you Nessa Rose right here, who has the most beautiful wheelchair right here. The sculpting and the detailing on this wheelchair is absolutely impeccable. It is so much fun, and she's really pretty too. I think the face came out great on this doll. I love the full, thick, curly hair that she's got. The dress is okay. I don't love all the printed details, but she does have socks and her silver slippers. And then next I've got the Madamorable and Elphaba 2-pack right here. Now, this Madamorable has such a beautiful outfit. I love these little layers down here on the dress and the gold design on this fabric, and the face again is incredible. The hair is done really well too. She just has blue legs, which was not necessary in my opinion. Like, they didn't even need to add the blue legs. It could have just been, you know, a natural flesh tone leg, or just give her socks or something. But yeah, other than that, I do like the boots. I love the boots and the dress again, and the face and the hair, everything except the blue legs. But Elphaba right here is really cute too. She's very simple. I like this school dress that she's got, and then she also has the glasses, her books, and this Ozian coin right here. She also has real stockings, unlike her, and she has her boots. And then, of course, we have our wizard, who has maybe the best face out of any Wicked doll. I think him and Cynthia Erivo and Michelle Yule have the best faces out of all of these Wicked dolls. They look the most like who they are supposed to look like, and they're just so detailed. The sculpting is beautiful, the hair, the mustache, and the outfit is nice. I love the robe. I love the coat, the jacket, the robe, whatever you want to call it. I like that he has his cane too, his emerald green pants, and the shoes. I'm happy with the chain right here. I wish this was a real actual vest, but instead it's like a pseudo vest. What can you do? He's still a nice doll. All right, moving on, we've got Dorothy right here. She has her Toto, her braids with the white bow, and her basket, and then she has her socks and her shoes as well. Next is Elphaba. Again, we've got the hat and the broom, but this time she's wearing her other outfit. We've got this very sheer, rugged, tattered look to her cape. It's so thin, but then we've got this coat, this jacket, and her little hint of a dress underneath there. And then we have Glinda, and I was really happy with this doll. I actually really like this dress. I think it's so pretty, very iridescent and pastel. I love the blue and the pink and the purple in it. And I also love her clear crown too, and the earrings look really great. And then they did give her a little bit of a different makeup look, so that was fun. And the sleeves on the dress are fun too. Okay, next we have our two big deluxe Wicked sets. First we have Glinda, the best witch of all is what she's officially called, and I do love the packaging on this. That is a part of what makes her so special, is that she's in her bubble, and she's got this very matronly, very regal looking dress, and it's pretty well done. And I actually think her face looks the best out of, so far, the Glinda dolls that we've looked at. I think this face looks really good. Something about it just looks really nice. And then, yeah, I love the top and the skirt that she's got and her stand, and this is supposed to be her inside of her flying bubble mechanism. And by the way, I've done unboxings and reviews for every single one of these Wicked Wicked dolls that we've looked at, so go look through my channel if you want to see more close, in-depth looks at these dolls. I'm not taking them out of the box today. Next, we've got this one, which I also just did an unboxing and review. This is the musical Keepsake set. It plays a little bit of For Good, and these ones are by far the best faces on any Glinda and any Elphaba Wicked dolls that Mattel has given us, in my opinion. Again, I apologize for the plastic and the glare, but you can just sort of see how their makeup is a little more intense, especially Elphaba with that very dark lip, and her eye makeup is super nice too. I apologize for the shadow and whatnot, but Glinda over here looks good. Her eyebrows are positioned really nicely, very relaxed looking. Her hair looks nice, and their dresses and their outfits are pretty nice too, and the musical stand is a lot of fun as well. I absolutely love that we can see through the window in the back. It's so much fun. I really hope that we get another Glinda and Elphaba 2-pack, or like the Elphaba companion to this doll. We need another Elphaba type of doll packaged like this, really nice and fancy. Okay, so that is my entire Oz collection. Definitely let me know, what are your favorites? Let me know if you have any of these dolls or these items in your collection. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. Bye!